and the Blades heading off.
Yeah, absolutely. All the crews coming up to the start now. And there we are, away for this men's Division 5 of Torpors 2021. I think pretty clean start from all the crews there, Phil.
Yeah, Keble with a slightly wider line. What's be a very bright start by St Hilda's there. That's incredibly fast. They're probably down to about 3/4 of a length on Keble 2 already. Good line from Lincoln 2. Reasonable line from Bennett's Hall. Bennett's a one to watch because they will be honing in on Lincoln, trying to get their blades. And it's down to maybe about 2/3 of a length already between Bennett's and Lincoln 2. Lincoln 2 probably quite terrified. We've got Merton 2, who are 2 crews behind Bennett, so they're chasing New College. I mean, the crews that you see in 7, 8 and 9 have to go around the corner, so it is pretty difficult for them, but that's still a pretty shoddy line, and I don't know what on earth Merton are doing. That's a very wide line, and they're probably going to be punished quite hard for that in terms of their performance in this race. There we go. We have St Bennett's now closing down, and that's a concession. Bennett's have very convincingly bumped Lincoln 2 there, so that is a bump between Bennett's and Lincoln 2. Over to you, Ed.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really fantastic start for Bennett's. They have clinched the Blades they're looking for today, and I think we're about to see a battle unfold and another bump there down at the bottom of the division. I didn't catch which crews they were, Phil, down at the bottom making that bump.
Was Univ 2 bumping Brasenose 2.
So just changing their luck. Univ there at the tail end of the week. They're back where they started this division, but they've bumped up, so they've managed to sort of make a net gain of 1 this week. And I think as we look down into the gut, all the crews steering a pretty tidy line there. Nothing too eccentric from all the crews going down.
Univ are spending a lot of time celebrating and almost about to hit those kayakers that are on the pontoon. They really need to pay more attention there. Even though you want to celebrate when a race is over, you need to look after yourself and everyone around you. This is looking very close between. Oh, there we go. Yeah. St Hilda's have bumped Keble 2. So St Hilda's, once again, for the second time this week, become the sandwich crew. Let's stick with camera 3 because that might be quite an interesting exit out the gut there with crews. St Hilda's will try and do everything they can to get out the way, so that Lincoln 2 with that fantastic umbrella hat, possibly sponsored by Legal & General, possibly not, need to get past unimpeded. And behind Lincoln 2 we have New College 2, who, to be fair, besides that slightly ropey stroke there, are making quite an impression on Lincoln. Remember, these crews started 4 lengths away from each other, and Ed, I think that's down to about 2/3 of a length. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if New College can keep up the speed that they've gone in so far in this race, I think we can be in for a moment. I think every stroke here as we come past onto Greenbelt, we're seeing that gap close and close and close. And I would doubt very much that Lincoln can manage to escape here. A very, very fast New College crew.
Yeah, and you might notice actually, eagle-eyed viewers on the live stream will see that new boat is bow rigged. What that means is the stroke rower is rowing on bow side, and the bow rower is actually a stroke man. So they're doing it the other way around. There we go. There's a concession between New College 2 and Lincoln 2. So they've rigged the boat differently because they think it works better for their crew allocation. It's a right faff to re-rig these boats, but actually, if you know your crew very well and it's a very stable crew, re-rigging can often pay big dividends during bumped races and external regattas.
Yeah, absolutely. You always see some interesting rigs. If you go down to the regatta, sort of bucket rigs, as you say, reverse bow rigs as well. But always interesting for the boatmen and coaches to sort of geek out a little bit on how to make their boat go the fastest by changing just where people are sitting in the boat. But a really exciting division so far.
Yes, or I was going to say, as opposed to boatmen who know what they're doing, college captains who fiddle around for no good reason and don't quite know what they're doing, because to be fair, it is a bit of an art and a skill that takes several years to learn how to distribute weight around a boat. It's one of the more advanced skills in the rowing world.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely a mix between a science and an art, as are most things in sport. A mix between pure data and perhaps the more philosophical side as well.
And I think the art side, the humanities and art side, and the scientific side of Oxford University and probably Cambridge University will probably have a long 3-hour argument with you afterwards as to why you were both right and wrong on that point.
I don't doubt the academic prowess of any of these, of any of rowers or any of the rowers. I wouldn't dare stand up to their intellectual arguments at all.
Or just their willingness to have a good argument, because sometimes arguments are fun.
Indeed, arguments are always good fun. And I think we're about to see another bump here for a very unfortunate Lincoln crew from Merton there.
I think this is a really convincing argument about the aerodynamics of hats as a coxing seat. That maybe it's the hat that's making a massive difference. I'm expecting a concession any second. There we go.
Yeah.
There's a concession from Lincoln 2. So Merton 2 have bumped Lincoln 2.
Looking very happy there.
The Lincoln Cox has just lost their hat. I think it just blew off there as the camera panned away. So maybe Lincoln will pick up a sudden burst of speed. Maybe one of the crews will actually manage to pick up the hat and take it away and confiscate it in return for a crew date at some point in the future. There we go. That's going to be the legacy of this summer Torpids. What happened to that Lincoln M2 hat? No one knows.
Well, I've been told that Oriel's tortoise has a bit of a history behind it as well, being stolen and paraded around. So maybe Lincoln's interesting coloured umbrella hat could be the next tortoise of bumps.
So what you're saying is, when we're all computerized robotic voices in 2082 and Lincoln M2 are taking part in Summer 8's 2082, they will no longer have their kind of imp or griffith, I think it's an imp actually, on their Lincoln blades, and instead it will be navy blue with a multicolored umbrella on their oars. Is that what you're telling us, Ed? Is that your super prediction for the next 80 years?
It is, yes. In 80 years' time, I will run away from Oxford so that if I'm wrong, no one can catch me for it. But I think it'd be fantastic. Just looking down the sheet of blade colours, there are some fantastic designs, and I think a multicoloured umbrella would really complement the colour schemes already going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think what the most. Oh, hang on. There we go. Regent's having a shocker there. That was two crabs in one go. You'll see the bowman of the Regent's Park College boat desperately trying to get their boat out of the water. They may be better actually just easying and letting them pull that blade out, because that is a boat stopper crab. And I think anyone playing bingo at home, that is another square on that Oxroad bingo card that I don't know who published it, but may have been me, predicted for today of Summer Torpids. So boat stopping crab, if you've selected that one, that's another square and possibly another drink.
Yeah, really. Sorry, for do carry on.
Now, I was going to say, you can see that Regents are really having a shocker there in terms of sometimes if the boat speed is just so fast, you can't get that blade recovered from that completely overhead crab, and your choices are either to just battle on with 6 or 7 rowers, or, and it's unfortunate because it's bows, there's no one behind them that can help them out, or you actually should just actually hold it up, get the blade back, and then restart. But it looks like Regents are going to finish with 8 men and 7 blades, basically.